On the surface, it's a classic fairy tale, the simple coming-of-age story sprinkled with just a little bit of fairy dust. But look a little bit closer and we start to see themes of love, envy, compassion, and reawakening. The Royal Ballet's lavish production of Marius Petipa's 19th century classic, The Sleeping Beauty, is revived again this season here at the Royal Opera House on our main stage. And downstairs in the Limbry Theatre, Le Ballet de l'Opéra National de Raine staged their own contemporary reimagining of the fairy tale, choreographed by Helen Blackburn. Good evening and welcome. I'm Chloe Miller-Smith and I'm delighted to be presenting this evening's insight, supported by Rolex. This revival of The Sleeping Beauty by Monica Mason and Christopher Newton is very special to the company. The production was the first work that the Royal Ballet performed when it began again at its new home here in Covent Garden in 1946, following the war. It has been described, appropriately, considering the main character Aurora's journey from girl to woman, as the company's coming of age. Rehearsing today's generation of dancers is senior ballet mistress Samantha Raine. Good evening, Samantha. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I know it's busy, you're already on stage, so thank you for your time. What do you think it is about this ballet that's kept us coming back? Why is it so rich?
Well, it is a classic. Obviously, everyone knows the story of Sleeping Beauty, the stunning music, and it's a very big ballet for the company, so lots of people are involved and lots of the young dancers have opportunities, which is great for them. We probably revive it every 2 or 3 years, so it is in our repertory a lot.
And you're rehearsing this evening. What are we about to see?
We're about to watch Yu Han rehearsing The Fairy of the Woodland Glade.
Okay, can't wait. Well, let's see some of it in action. Please welcome artist of the Royal Ballet, Yu Han, with Philip Cornfield on the piano. Thank you, Sam.
Okay, so let's go from the top and we'll probably go through it and then we'll go back and do some corrections. Thank you. And don't go too far forward. And up, lift. Cross this leg, cross your left leg especially. Lift. Try and get over now, over, and lift, top of leg. Up. Now lift, lift. Good, very good girl. Very good. Okay, let's go back. Good, so let's just start a little bit further back in here. And it's the same as on stage, you often run out of room. So I think we need to just pace the first few so we don't get too close to the corner. Try and also keep on the same diagonal so we don't wiggle around. With this movement, watch especially your left hand. Make sure we don't see any waving as we come around. So we need to use our fingers and our port de bras to the full, but we don't want to be left here for too long. Yeah? And as much as you dare, keep over, and using your body and keep it fluid. Yeah, let's just do that first diagonal. Up, up. Keep it smooth, don't jar, into the attitude. Watch that left hand. Okay, good, good, thank you. Just watch we don't go da, 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 boom, da, da. So it needs to keep the movement 1, 2, 3, even though you're going into plie squeeze. Yeah, a lot of this solo is on point and hops, and we need to think of this squeeze on the top of your leg, even this beginning. Yeah, and keep working here, don't go back. Everything's over, everything's in front of you. Yeah, let's just go on from here. Make sure this leg again is crossed. So as you move backwards, you know where you're aiming to get to on stage. But I think if anything, cheat your body through a little bit flatter so that we don't get open with this left leg, especially when we get to about here. Yeah, so it needs to be more cross this one, just for the audience. Should we go just a little bit back from where we got to, Philip, please? Thank you. And lift, lift up. Don't sink down. As light as you dare. Port de bras smooth. Okay, thank you, thank you. And also, because we're thinking up, up, and your legs are moving, your port de bras has to do the opposite, and it has to fill out the music, and the quality of your port de bras has to be completely different to your legs. Yeah, watch as you open from here, that we don't drop our elbows. Lead with your fingers, keep working your fingers, the breath in your, yes. Yes, let's do that one more time. Same place, Philip, thank you. Up, smooth arms. Follow your hands with your eyes. Giving, good, again. And all the way up. Now change to a quasi. Good, let's carry on. Over and up. Cross that leg behind in arabesque. Cross it. Okay, thank you, let's stop there. Good, better going back this from here, so when we end this way, when we turn again, make sure we get to a good quasi, don't be open here. Cross our fifth, turn, yeah, and then just be careful how you're going to get to this. You did a little strange dev the play there, that's better, yeah. And again here, it's over as you dare into that attitude. Keep working this side arm, sometimes I feel like it just hangs. Yeah, again, keep this shape, keep that lift, keep that curve, so nothing drops, or your elbows don't go down, droopy. Yeah, as over as you dare, and again, working here, keeping it this way rather than back. Then as we envelope through to arabesque, keep that leg behind. Yeah, and again, it's that extra lift at the top of your leg. Watch you hang. Because I'm over there now, I can actually see that you're slightly lifted with your left shoulder as you go to the arabesque. Push down, use your, yes. Yeah. And then really again, turn out, rotate the top of your leg, heel forward when you go into the last arabesque profile. Squeeze. Yes, keep working that opposition between your toe and your back. Lock it. Yeah, and grow that way. Don't let it go behind you. Up, lift. Yes, keep those fingers moving, working. Yeah, let's do the first side of the hops. So into the first side of hops, Philip, thank you. And over to squeeze and lift and focus. And know where you're focusing now. Again. Up, left shoulder down. Now rotate. Carrying on. As much as you dare, forward and back. Over. Keep your feet together and your knees together. Ripple, ripple, ripple. And lift. Okay, don't hold that last emboîté for too long because you're a little bit late to the plie before the releve. And make sure we're going side fifth. Looks a little bit like you're trying to get to the front of the stage, so you're walking that way, you're ronding. Really emboîté, side fifth, Don't go devant. Yes, your left one goes slightly here. Really keep it second, heel forward. Yes, as well as over with the body. Yeah, good. Better hops that way. I think we changed this, didn't we, to stay diagonal. Yeah, and again, watch, this doesn't happen. You're going slightly back as you lift. If anything, go up and forward here. Sorry, Mike. Don't do that extra hop. 1, 2, 3. Don't do 4. And 1, 2, squeeze, up, down, 5th, over, over, over. Keep your fingers working. Yes. Good, don't go back. Use that squeeze on 2 legs before the releve. Better. Yeah, if anything, go that way. Don't go back with your body. Yeah, end. Yeah. Up. Yes, that extra lift on that releve. Feel like you're sinking. Lift up out of your legs. Up. Better. Good. Just want to talk this bourrée. We're a little bit wide. Yeah, so even though your profile, we can really see. Keep your feet and your knees together and ripple, ripple, ripple. Be as quiet as you dare. We don't want to hear any noise. Yes, keep them moving. You're good. It's hard to go when you're going backwards, but as far as you dare each way, do. And at the same time, we're going over, curling and slightly back, and go again, using your head as well. Yeah, let's go from the first hops to the end. Thank you. Use your fingers. Okay, I want to stop. Sorry, stop. I'm here now, and I can really see the direction. Yes, you corrected yourself. So from here, you're opening there. You need to open your toe to that corner. Yeah, and get this. We're still a little bit lifted on this side. We're going that way. We're dipping that way. Push. Yes, really work here. Work these muscles here. Yeah, and also from here, you hang. Go slightly across, so we're there. Use your fingers, and then from here, know where you're going to focus. I feel it's a little bit in between. Yeah, and ideally, from this arabesque, you hang, we should go to a point behind before we go again. So as you come through, your foot's on the point. Yes, yes, as much as you dare to give that way before we go again over. Yeah, one more time from the hops. And over. Use that side arm curve. Don't let it hang. Your right arm, curve, up. Now heel forward, lift, and breath. Knees and feet together, as much as you dare. More. Feet. Keep your fingers working. They're a little bit dead on the ends. Over. And top of leg. Over. Up. Down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, up. Good. Very good. Good, much better. Yeah. So I still feel these bourrées, we have got quite a big width between our legs. Yeah, so let's just try, just without Philip for now, just do some bourrées back as far as you dare. Keep your legs, yes, I don't want to see that gap in between. Yeah, better. Go back, keep. Yes, your left one gets a little bit lazy. Your right one's really doing a lot of work, and I feel like your left one's finding it a little bit hard to keep up, so we need to just get the go. Yeah, and even though you're moving back, if you go that way and lean into it before we go back, it will actually help with that movement. If you go that way with your body, it's driving you back because you're pulling. Feet together, feet together. Yes, better that side. One more time. Keep going, keep moving. When you turn, try and move. Yes, better. Good girl. And just watch that we're not here with our arms, so we're a little bit wide. Yeah, so we don't want this line. And watch our elbows droop. Keep breath. The fingers have to be the last thing that moves. Yeah, we don't want them stiff, but they have to have the feeling and the movement. Yeah, good. Good. Let's go from the second side of the hops to the end, please, Philip. Yeah, really go as far over as you dare. Thank you. Sorry, one more time, just to lead into the second side. Pardon? I think he's going into the bourrée. Sorry, we've lost you. Into the second side, straight on it. We'll just go straight on it. Ready? And. Bourrée. The other way. Hop, 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 and top of leg. Over, don't be too smiley. Lift, down, up, side, side, fit, up, lift. Good. Good, very good, girl. Very good. Very good.
Thank you so much, both. Thank you so much. We'll let you go home and have a rest. Sam, do come over and join me. Thank you for that. So fascinating to see it all kind of being refined before we're on stage. When did you first encounter the ballet Sleeping Beauty?
It was actually when the Opera House was closed, and I was a student in 1997, and I was called to learn some of the Sleeping Beauty, some of the parts as a student, and I actually danced at Labatt's Apollo in 1997. So that was my first experience of.
And then fast forward, you joined the Royal Ballet, and you've danced quite a few roles within the piece.
A few roles. I did the Fairy of the Golden Vine and Songbird, which we're actually about to see both of those. Friends, Garland, Nymphs, Hunt, Floriston. Yeah, so quite
all of them.
A varied number of roles.
And we saw you there working with you. Tell me more about the role of senior ballet mistress. What are you working to do?
So there's quite a lot of work, because there's obviously the 6 fairy variations, plus the opening with the Cavaliers. There's the lilac attendants, the nymphs. So there's all the corps de ballet numbers as well as the soloist numbers. And there's also, it runs over a period of about 2 months, I think. So the aim is to always keep or improve even more from the first performance to the last. That's always my aim. Yeah. So I sit and watch and take notes and give some corrections, and the dancers always want to hear things that they can improve. And there's also lots of casts, so yes. I think...
Yeah, how many fairies did you say? How many dancing, for example,
I think maybe in each fairy there's about 4 or 5 different people doing each fairy.
And do you encourage them to bring their own? How much space do they have as individuals to be their own fairy?
So it's obviously the choreography is set, and Dame Monica and Christopher, they obviously tell us what they want out of that solo, so we can pass that on when we're coaching. But it is amazing to watch different performances and so many varied, not versions, but people able to bring their own to the solo.
Individual interpretations.
Yes, exactly. And it's often the young dancers in Sleeping Beauty get an opportunity because there's so many. So it's been lovely to see lots of dancers that have done it for many years and very experienced. And then Yuhang actually, that's the first time she's performs. So I think she's done a few performances already.
Wow.
But she's very new in the company, so it's a really great opportunity for her.
And later on, we're going to see you rehearsing with a few more. So I'll let you go now, and we'll see you in a little bit. Thank you. Now, we have a treat this evening. Les Beaux Demain, or The Sleeping Beauties, will be featured in the Limbury Theatre over the next few weeks. This contemporary piece is inspired by themes from the classical ballet and by Tchaikovsky's famous score. To find out more, we're joined tonight by the choreographer Hélène Blackburn, artistic director of the Ballet du Rhin, Bruno Boucher, and by creative producer of the Royal Ballet, Emma Southworth. Please welcome them now. Hello all. Thank you so much for joining us. Emma, I'll start with you. You curate the Royal Ballet's programme in the Limbury Theatre here. Can you tell me how Les Beaux Demain fits into the programme that you have?
Well, now, I mean, for nearly a year now, we've had the new Limbury Theatre, our new front of house areas. So we've got this beautiful world-class theatre. Mm-hmm. But it's a smaller stage. So really, and while we were shut, we were thinking about how we use the two stages in terms of a dance programme. And we had to think about why we would programme certain things in the Limbury as opposed to having a theatre down the road. So we had to work out what the coherence was between the two stages, what was the conversation that could happen. And really that comes down to the artists who work there, the themes we're looking at across both stages, and of course the language of classical ballet. So Les Beaux Demain fits that brilliantly, thank you. Because we're looking at, and we've obviously purposely programmed Les Beaux Demain alongside Sleeping Beauty, so we can look at that tale but in two completely different ways. And I think what's brilliant about Hélène's choreography is that you can see it comes out of the classical language of ballet, and there's even references to ballet mime, but then Hélène takes it further, which is, gestural movement is, throughout your work, really. So it's really interesting to see how you start with, references to classical ballet, but then you take it somewhere totally different. Yeah. And there's the conversation set out between the two stages.
And we'll see some videos of the work a little bit later on. They're absolutely extraordinary. So how long ago was it that this kind of became an idea?
When did I see it? A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So it was 2 years ago. So it was when we were shut and we were really just thinking about what we could do with this beautiful new stage that we were going to have. So we obviously started conversations then, but I've known Hélène for quite a few years now, and programmed to work at different places.
And you're only 25.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So I've sort of known what Hélène was doing, so I think it was you who proposed this work, and at that point, because we were thinking about new ideas, it just fitted really well.
Mm-hmm. And Bruno, our UK audience might not be so familiar with the Ballet du Rhin. Can you tell us a little bit about the company?
So I'm artistic director of this company since 2 seasons. It's my 3rd season now.
Okay.
And the Opéra National du Rhin is an opera since 50 years now in the east of France. The particularity of this house is that we are in several towns, in Strasbourg, Colmar and Mulhouse. Okay. So you have the opportunity to really perform in these 3 towns. It's a ballet with classical formation. Mm-hmm. We are 32 dancers, so we don't have the possibility to make classical repertory. And when I begin this director, I imagine a project for this company. We have the title of a ballet, a European ballet in 21st century. And so I asked the choreographers to work with this dancer who have these techniques, this quality of execution, but perhaps in the creations. and it was really the opportunity with Hélène to mix the energies of the 21st century with the myth and the story of these sleeping beauties.
Yeah.
And Hélène, how did you approach it? The Sleeping Beauty, how were you drawn to that particularly over other ones? And how did you then take that and make
Actually,
it?
when I'm working on this kind of iconic proposition, I always go to the essential. I don't try to, so it's not a narrative version of the Sleeping Beauty. I just kept but we keep the shape, so the 3 acts. That I think they are very essential. The fact that the first act is the birth, the childhood, teenage time, the second act, where the thorn and all the dark thing. And the last one is the wedding, the adult life. So, and I was very interested by this kind of this passage, the 3 rites of passage linked to the story. So I really go to the essential with a little bit more emphasis on the teenage time, because it's where you make all the choices of your life, very important choices. And sometimes it looks very calm, very even asleep, but inside it's an age with a lot of movement. So we try to describe the two feeling in the piece.
And with that, you have music, not Tchaikovsky. Can you tell us a little bit about the music that you've got?
Actually, I'm working with the same composer for more than 10 years. And each time we approach the music, we try to imagine what Tchaikovsky wants, if he was living with us, what he will create for this ballet. So again, and we go again to the essential, trying to find with the most important theme and the path with the music. And we remix many versions of the piece. So it's all the fragments used are from the original ballet.
And it's quite nice for our audiences, which is what we're saying, because you can pick up bits that will be super familiar.
Yeah,
and then it sort of moves on again, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's what I like. This idea that it always reminds you something. It seems very familiar, but it's not. It's completely new, and I think it's exactly where I try to position the work with something. Yeah,
because you did the same with the dramaturgy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also with fragments.
Yeah,
with symbols. You can really recognize some symbols in the choreography, but it's really like a deconstruction.
Yeah.
In fact.
And it's nice actually for, sort of going back to what I was saying about the limbre and telling different stories, or this is really telling stories in a different way, because you haven't got that linear story, but like you said, you've still got the structure, and you've still got the part, the pathway that you're taking the audience on.
But also when I started the project, what was great, Bruno was there the first season of the company of Bruno, and he was just leaving Opéra de Paris, where he danced, obviously, Sleeping Beauties and all the rep of the Opéra de Paris, and he started to tell me stories about the meaning of some gesture. He danced the Nureyev version, and and all this, the thing just feed me so much, because it was the first time I was working with a ballet company. So I think the experience was great. It was a new director. I was experienced choreographer, but I never create for ballet. I'm working with ballet dancer in my own company, but in a very contemporary way, because it was the first time. So we both, we were just cruising and learning together and exchanging. It was
because there is a lot of meanings and sense in the classical choreography, and sometimes we forget. We just in the forms of the choreography, but we forget all the sense, on all the symbols. And I like to share that with my dancers and with Hélène also. There is a lot of, even in the Tchaikovsky music, he really writes the Grand Pas de Deux like a feminine orgasm, really. It's speak about that. So all the music is going, go until the main point.
Well, I need to interrupt because we've got to see this. We have to see this. I think it's time for us to see a taster. Here's a clip of Carabosse in action. Well, for those of you who are familiar with the Royal Ballet's Carabosse, it might have been a little bit different from what you're used to. Bruno, tell us a little bit about, I think you have 9 dancers in this piece, is that right? 12 dancers. How do you cover all of the characters that we're used to seeing, and indeed do you?
Oh, it's really a discussion with Hélène. It's really a discussion with Hélène, and we have several days of workshop to see the characters. Hélène's come also with some dancer from his
From my company. Yep.
Yeah, to also to share some materials and to see the different characters from the dancers.
Yeah, and actually I end up with mainly with the youngest dancer.
Yes.
I like working with young dancers. They are fresh and full of desire, and I think
and
for
it was also the question of the piece.
Yeah, also I think they are. It's easier for the youngest to get in touch with them when they are young. You know, they feel real empathy for them. So So this is the way we worked through several workshops and selected the dancers.
And Carabosse there, who is Carabosse in Les Baux d'Amant? Is it someone we're familiar with? Does it play the same role as the Sleeping Beauty in the Royal Ballets, or?
There is the question of the gender in this piece, because it was for the family audience or for the young audience, and it's a question now really important for the young now. Yeah. So to change also this question, you know, of course it's a man who dances Carabosse, but there is this feminine really characteristic of the point shoes, but we can also see that like a needle, you know, like something really strong, and also perhaps something also really sexual, you know, like something like that. So there is many
many layers, and actually I think I want to create this kind of very fascinating character. Because I think it's a very powerful fairy. She can provoke death, so she needs to be very powerful. And if she can create death, she manipulates life, because they are connected. So so I split the body with one point, one dense shoes, and I want in certain way we get attracted by the character. I think the bad people are often in the story are the interesting people.
It's even more the dark side.
Yeah.
Because what's happened in the Sleeping Beauty is because we forget the dark side that there is problems. If we guessed the dark side, if we have the conscience of the dark side, maybe it's possible, you know, to converse with this. And I think it's what everybody has this part in himself. We know that. So I think it's really in the Sleeping Beauty, it's really important to have this conscience.
And what about the Lilac Fairy? Lilac Fairy in Les Baux d'Amant as well is.
It's a man too. I decided to reverse a lot. Yeah, actually they have 7 men for 5 women. I want to create this little slightly off balance with the cast of the piece, and you're feeling this very energetic power of the body. And like Bruno said, play with the gender issue, but play also with the life and death, the good and the evil. Just playing with this contrast. And actually, all this story is a simple story. They finally, after a lot of sacrifice, have a child, and they try to do the best, like any parents. But they do they exaggerate with the best. They just forget the evil, and you need the balance. Like Bruno said, it's the conversation with. We need to have a conversation with our dark side.
Well, we've seen Carabosse, so let's have a look at the Lilac Fairy. So brilliant. I want to ask a little question about our Royal Ballet version here is glitz and sparkly things. Not so in your piece. How did you come to that set and that design in terms of costume, Bruno?
Yeah.
Or-
Actually, I think we tried, like we said in the beginning, we tried to strip and
And we
keep just
strip.
the essence, and we strip literally with the costume to go to something very, very simple.
I think there's something about doing things that's suitable for the size of space or the stage that you're in, which obviously you're not going to recreate the 19th century classical ballet in the Limbury, because there would be no point in doing that. So I think there's, the brilliant thing about Limbury is you can do different things in there, and similarly like other stages that you go to that because of the physical space you're in, you're going to do something different.
But we don't see we don't see the set is massive.
Yeah, it's great actually.
Yeah, that's quite, the set is very huge. But actually, we had during the creation, more I was just going through the piece. Bruno really encouraged me to strip a maximum the body to see all the fine work with the leg, with the arms, because they have all this gesture.
And to have also something also really from now, that because it's the sleeping beauties are the young of 21st century. So I think in the costume there is this thing really natural.
And Emma, tell us a little bit more then about that, about the Limbury Theatre and about how this piece sits in it.
I suppose for me, this is a great example actually of the set's big panel. I think there's 6 big panels, aren't there? The 5,
7 big.
seven.
Mm.
The 7.
Huge. It's the whole.
And it's a super contemporary look, and I just think it's a great contrast because our Sleeping Beauty is so beautiful, and it's real picture book fairy story, and I think. The other thing that's brilliant about it, it was I think you said in your introduction, it was a thing that opened the Royal Opera House after the war. So it was a piece of hope and looking forward that, that Europe had been through this dreadful war. There was, austerity like we probably can't imagine. But here was a Sleeping Beauty of hope and awakening. And I think that for me is actually the conversation that feels like a good one between the two stages.
I agree, and actually, it's a real. In the version I create, it's very about the celebration of the life, and all the ending. It's about this big desire to be alive, to be present, to be awake, and witness all the aspects, not just the positive aspect, but be full and complete, and embrace all the aspects. So,
So for those audiences, as you said, in 1946, one of the key moments have been the Act 3 pas de deux. How do you kind of reawaken that in this piece?
Actually, that was a real question when we created, because we are right in the Me Too movement. And that was all the question of the kiss. So, I decided to, instead of just one kiss, we kiss. We take it, something very, to the essence of the first time we kiss, which is, it's something magic, it's literally, the sleeping time is just to talk about this transformation, this mental and physical transformation. So, I think in the original version, the kiss is very gentle, but we are in the modern world. I think the first, we all remember. I hope we all remember our first kiss was something. We feel this transgression. Where you're starting you were a child, and suddenly, you're doing this big step towards the adult world, and I think it's a very, very important moment.
Well, there's the introduction. Let's take a look.
We don't hear it, but she's screaming each time between each block, and it's very demanding. So yeah, you see the number of movements. So she's screaming, and we just feel that the breath is changed, and she just this. Yeah, I always say that when you fall in love, and even if we fall in love as adult or as an old person, we always have 15 years old, and we are when we are with this person, we just want to be perfect. So we are not very comfortable, and when the person is not there, we are not comfortable. So we are never good. We're feeling, it's transformed all your life. Mm-hmm. Love is probably one of the most powerful thing in human being. So
well, we've seen 6 minutes of it. We've heard 20 minutes. Not enough. But I will have to say goodbye for now. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing it to London.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All three of you. Thank you. Les Beaux d'Armand takes to the Limbury Theatre here at the Royal Opera House from the 21st to the 24th of November. Visit the website to find out more and to book your tickets. Now, in a moment, we have another Royal Ballet rehearsal. To get us all in the mood, though, let's see the stunning Act 3 pas de deux, danced here by Sarah Lamb, Stephen McRae, two very different. you can watch the Royal Ballet performing The Sleeping Beauty on stage here at the Royal Opera House from now until the 16th of January. And on that final evening, we'll be broadcasting the performance live into cinemas across the world. So to find your nearest one, please visit the website. Now it's time for our second rehearsal. Please welcome back Samantha Raine with artists Leticia Diaz, Saya Maida and Philip Cornfield again on the piano. Over to you.
Okay, ladies, let's start with Sai. Yeah, so Sai's fairy of the songbird. So it's a very quick, bright fairy. Okay. So I'll give an and, just so it's easier. And. And one. Good, very good. Very good, come back. Come back. As you can see, it's a very quick burst of energy. So I just want to do slowly the first couple of diagonals. So we need to just coordinate and bend slightly more than you're doing, if you can, on each time, over, over. Yeah? And keep graduating the arms so they don't stop for a second. And as much shake in your hands and fingers. Really keep it moving, keep it moving. Can we just go take it quite under, Philip, just to try and get this coordination? Ready, and. Head, head, bend, 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 down, now double rond, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 5, and 6, and... Good, 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 stop there. Good, better. Yeah, let's just look at this double rond. It's quick, but look, I don't want to see in and out. Try and show the... Don't be too late getting out before you start this. As soon as you PK, yeah, and don't be too high. You haven't got time. And out, double, yes, bring the... When you've gone out, then we need to bring the rond in, so don't rond out. Out, in, yes. Down, out, in, out, yes. It looks a little bit like you're doing a beat rather than a rond, rond. Rond, rond, yes, exactly, just quicker. Down, rond, rond, out, and, yeah. So then that's the tricky thing from there, is to get this and to go again, otherwise we're late and we miss out steps. Yeah, and then let's just see this rond on that side. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and down, double rond. Good, that one's good. Yeah. Staying up and drawing that fifth to go. And then as much feet as you can. Yeah, turn your body a little bit more so you're more that way with your body rather than it being devant. And then this is why it's hard from there, then you have to switch. Yes. Ba, 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 dill. Yeah, it's an extra lift from that one because you can't come out of it. You have to actually lift up. Yes, better. Yeah, let's do it to speed, just the first two diagonals. It was good what you did about coming flatter for that first one. If you go too sharp, then it's very, very flat, that second diagonal. So come to roughly where the king and queen will be. So back up to speed, thank you. Ready, and body, body, body. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and down, double rond. Good, 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 thank you. Good. Good. Okay, so this step, as much feet as you can, don't just do and down, and down. It has to down, down, and cross that fifth, cross that, yeah. And make sure I see the difference between the attitudes and then the coup de pied each time. So 4 in attitude, over, over, bend, over, yes, up, down, singing, you're the songbird, remember? Yes, so this moment from here, have a little lift and then really sing, so it has to come from your mouth. Sometimes I feel like you're here, playing an instrument rather than from your voice. Yeah, so be slightly closer, Si, so be So your hands are that way, so they're not completely straight. So you can tip your fingers in towards your mouth. Ready? And down, up and down. Get your heels down in between. Heels, heels, point, point, yes, done. And 2, and 3, and 4, up, down, sing. So you're a little bit, for me, it looks like you're here, you're a little bit squashed in here. So actually you can have that breath so you can open your elbows slightly. But do come to here, it goes a little bit that way, yeah. So just quite natural, really, rather than squishing squeezing your elbows in. But a little bit more in. That's it? Yeah. This was very good coming forward again. Focus on your hands so we get the graduation of lifting. Ready, and diddle the feet, graduate, up. Good. And sing. Again, that has to come from here. Breath, push or blow. Do something. Yeah. Good. Okay, let's go one more time from the top. Okay, you okay? Yeah. And 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and down, double rounds, and 1, and 2, and fingers, left hand. Up, down, feet. Left hand, more. Keep it going. Shimmer fingers. Good. And breath 1. As far back as you dare. Dare, go. Good. Good, very good. Yeah, it's very, very exciting to see you go from the quarter to the quarter at least on that last bourrée. Yeah. Up and back, and then don't get to there too late. Yes. And then at the last minute, yeah, don't make too much of the preparation into that arabesque. Make it a surprise for us. Diddle, bump, bump, bump. Yeah, watch this side arm is a little bit high. Keep it down. 1, 2, down. Good. Very nice. Very good. Have a breather. Let's go on to Letitia. Yeah, and I think that might be it for you, but let's see what time-wise. So Letitia's going to be doing the Fairy of the Golden Vine, which is finger. So you start, Philip, thank you. And go, feet, take us all in. Hold, over, 2. Good. Squeeze. Lift that bottom arm. Nearly there, push. Good, good girl. Good. Good, very good. Let's go from the top and just give a few things. Yeah, it always feels like that. So as soon as you arrive, as soon as we see it onto the stage, because they come down steps that you don't see, and then they come up some steps and then onto the stage. So it's added stress of not falling up or downstairs. So as soon as you're seen, take us in. Really get to have a moment, look at the king and queen before, don't just, yeah, it is a bow and a boom, and squeeze, hold, yeah. Then every time we do this, over and over. Really focus, know where you're focusing and hold as long as you dare. But diddler, diddler, diddler. Yeah, watch this. Sometimes this right arm, when it's in second, gets a little bit behind you. Yes. That one's fine. It's this one somehow. Yeah, and make sure our attitudes are crossed. We don't over cross, but we don't want wide to the audience there. Keep your side arm round. Don't let it get overstretched. Yes, better. Yeah, and then just the coordination of this. It's very hard to do this step, but we do need to coordinate the arms a little bit better. So from here, you need to follow a little bit more with your hands so we can go lean as we go. And then follow. So your port de bras happens with your head. You're mirroring your head and arms to get, yeah. Don't just focus there because you're on one leg. Round and use your body. Go over the top and then bring, yes, better. Yeah, and then the same now. Then bring the side arm to, yes, better. Yeah, so don't from here, you're fine with this one, then sometimes what happens is you leave this one behind. Yeah, so as soon as we've gone that way, it goes that way and they both lead to that corner. As far as you can get to that side makes it easier for the rest of the solo. Yeah, better. I feel like you can bend slightly more. So don't be upright when your arm is just moving. Actually try and do it with your body as well as your arms. Just slightly more. Yeah? Let's do from the beginning to there. Let's do it in sections. Thank you. Okay. Ready? Thanks, Philip. And feet, setters up. Breath, and squeeze, hold, and a hold, and a hold. One, da-da-bum, good. And over, don't go too far this side. And a fifth, tight fifth, so 1, 2, travel, 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 travel. Good, stop there, thank you. Good, much better. Just watch when you come on. It was good you were thinking of the audience, but don't do a little bit too showbiz. Yeah, take us in with style. Okay, a little bit calmer. So from here, if we've got to, it'd be lovely to get to quarter, but it's hard to. So say like we got to here, say we got in between these two reds. So each time we do this, we need to think of a figure of 8 to come through. So it has to go to that side before we go to that side. That side each time. Yeah, don't go too far behind you so we lose your face. So think more maybe side, but then get there. And then again, graduate. I felt like your third one was too low. So already by 1, 2, the third one was slightly above shoulder height. So the fourth one is big and really up. Yeah, and again, squeeze, jump, travel up the diagonal. Yeah, let's just go just a little bit before then. Yes, into fifth and point. 118, thank you. 5, 6, and a fifth. And squeeze. 2, arrive, and up. 1, 2, good, carrying on. Traveling to center if we can. Over, don't get your weight back. Good, stop. Much better, very good. So these skips, we need to think up and up and up. They're a little bit grounded. And each time we should be trying to show the développé. So it's a dev skip, 2 and 3 and 4, yes. The fourth one as well, don't miss that one out because you're thinking of the chaînés. 1, 2, 3, 4, get that left side quickly round. Now, left side. Yes, better. Yeah, and as well as doing the legs, we need to think movement, 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah, so not just your head. It can move a little bit from the upper body. 1 and 2 and better, yes. So still arrive with your arms, don't get them wafty. 2, 3, 4, yes. So again, it's the combination of the jump and the développé, and a bit calmer, but they still have to get there, so don't waft them. 2, 3, 4, yes. And then into this jeté is going round, up, again, so it doesn't get heavy. And up, 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 up. Can you think of travelling a little bit more? So if we end on centre, going a little bit more of a curve in a semicircle and back to centre, so it travels round a little bit more. So we're not on the spot. And leave your head out, and then as you come around, it has a moment, but we should come back so we haven't got too long with our head and back to the audience. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just try those jetés. So be bang on centre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got the wrong leg, it's fine. Good. Let's go into the skips. Yeah, I think here's a 6 into the skips. Ready? 6 in, thank you. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up, and up, and deaf, and deaf. 2, 3, 4. Try not to cross your arms, bodies. Lift 1. Travel round. Good. Lift your bottom arm. Okay, stop there, stop. Breathe. Good, very good, much better. This side, you're good. So we need to aim for 2 diagonals with your arm. So even though we're in that position, when we go this way, that has a tendency to be there.
There's the 2.
Yeah, and don't get too high.
Okay.
So it's really diagonal. And also if you're bending over, we'll see the diagonal as well. So it's all about the body, really, that is making your arms lift. Yeah, and don't get them behind. Keep them there. Yes? And as much as you dare, again, bring it straight in. As soon as you've piqué, bring it in so we get the bum-bum, 2 beats. Bubba, don't be late. Don't swish it. Just straight there. In, yes, in, yes. And a 5th. In, da-da, da-da. And a 5th, one more time. 2, 3, and a 5th. Good, much better. Yeah? And you're tired by this moment, but by this point, we really need to still do 4 skips. Don't just do and up, backward skips. Still jump them. And skip and skip and skip and yes, that 4th one can be just a step, actually. Take the king and queen in. Yeah? So then let's just do this diagonal. Don't get our arms behind us and really know the direction of this piqué leg and also where you're going to brush to the soda basque. Yeah? Brush and lift your hips up. You've got time to jump, so we need to get a little bit more height if you can. But really use the shape of use your arms. Better. Just you've got a little bit throughout, even in the chaînés earlier, you're a little bit crossed. Yeah, so if you're then dropping here, if we open up, you won't be able to cross your arms. Yeah, keep this working. Let's go to the diagonal. Breathe, I think it's another 6, isn't it? Thank you. Nearly there. And 2, 3, 4, 5. And round. Up. Good. 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 Just watch your passé doesn't overcross. Yeah, keep this lift here as you go into the, and you're a little bit slow getting to the passé. It's a little bit as we land. Try and see it in the air. Let's do that one more time. Same place. 2, 3, 4, and round. Up, knee back, and back. Good finish. Good. Yeah, good.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to say goodnight to you, Sam, but I'm going to say come on over to Laetitia and Sarah. Come on down for me, ladies. Come over and join me. Thank you very much. Come right down so we can see you. Laetitia, I'm going to give you that first, and I'm going to ask you... Oh, and Philip Paul, everybody. When was the first time you remember watching The Sleeping Beauty?
Hello. The first time I watched The Sleeping Beauty was when I first came to London 6 years ago. I joined the upper school straight into the second year of the school. And yeah, I remember watching Marinella Nunes was actually the first one I watched, and I was on stage as one of the court couples, and it was just amazing. I remember, like, that was my first big productions, watching the Royal Ballet, and I'm so sorry.
I know, it's my fault.
Trying to
I
speak
should
and breathe.
absolutely have done this first. That's what I should have done.
Yeah, 6 years ago.
6 years ago. What about for you, Sai?
For me, when I was little, I used to watch DVD so many times. But first time when I was watching Sleeping Beauty was when I was third year at Royal Ballet School.
Okay.
And then, I had opportunity to cover some cold ballet. So, it was so great.
And how does it feel now you're on stage with the Royal Ballet?
Yeah, it was just amazing. I still can't believe it because,
What about for you, Letizia?
I think it's nice just to see the progression, because when I first came, I remember watching that one as the couple, thinking, this is so amazing, one of the fairies telling the stories, the tutors are so pretty, and just thought, oh, one day if I joined this company, I would love to be one of them. And as the years went by, we did the production once again when I first joined the company, and I only did the quarter ballet dances. And I remember, I'm already involved, which is a good thing, but one day I would love to be a fairy, and then 3 years later,
Here you are, as a fairy.
it's a good feeling, it's really nice.
Good stuff. Well, you've got 2 months or so ahead of you to do it, so we'll say thank you so much for showing us your rehearsals
you're welcome.
tonight,
Thank
and
you,
good
guys.
luck with it all. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this evening we've had our wonderful in-house audience, and we've also been joined by viewers all over the world. We've had people watching in New Zealand, in Russia, Norway, Canada, Greece and Hawaii, to name just a few. And we've had some lovely comments as well. Eliza's Adventures says, this is the first time I've watched an ROH live stream, and wow. And Ella Volinsky says, it's simply incredible how art can unite people from all over the world. So thank you to all of my guests this evening for being part of tonight's Insight, and a big thank you to you watching at home, and of course to the audience here at the Royal Opera House. The Royal Ballet's Sleeping Beauty runs at the Opera House here until the 16th of January, and remember, you can see it in cinemas live across the world. Les Beaux Demain is in the Limbry Theatre from the 21st to the 24th of November, so come and join and see that fantastic work. I hope you've all had a great evening. Thank you so much, and good night.